CEO and co-founder of Serious Games Finland. And I want to share some thoughts about physiotherapy services. Don't you think that these kind of paper handouts, they are really outdated? But still, this is the best practice for home instructions. Show me where is the motivation, the quality control or a feedback channel in this piece of paper. But it doesn't have to be like that. What if we had a system that would help me to do the movements just right at my home, while online giving me instructions that, okay, now it's wrong and now it's right. And it would send all my data to a private cloud, so I could share it with all my devices. Or I could share it with my physiotherapist, who could see my progress, look into the big data collected, and do an outcome analysis. Am I doing it all right? Do some modifications to my exercises, and send it back to me. All this inside of one single system. A system that would be so much fun to play with that I can hardly wait to do it again, with a good gamification and fun elements. And that's something that we, Serious Games, are building up together with our world-class partner Physiotools for their existing 300 million annual users. Our private channel of distribution, sales and marketing has 250,000 professionals, and it's estimated to generate $100 million business on the first fiscal year. What we are looking for now is a good financial partner to secure our multi-platform release on upcoming year 2014. So 1.1 million is what we need. Remember this, number one content provider as a partner, 100 million users is 300 million users is a $100 million business. Thank you for your time.
I'm going to start with you, Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So could you, I almost get it, and I'm guessing Physiotools is the sort of missing link here, and they have some device that can enable you to record your movement. Is that what Physiotools does?
The Physiotools is a software database, a tool that 250,000 professionals are using. The device that we are using to control the movements is Microsoft Kinect, and it's only one aspect of detecting it.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to use the Kinect, and then then explain more what Physiotools. So Physiotools is a database. It helps you how?
Physiotools is a database of instructions. It's the world's largest database of exercise movements.
Oh, so it's the stick figures.
Exactly.
Better, right?
The current best practice is the stick figures. And I'm sorry to say it's our partner, but still, this is the best practice. I think it's time to modernize this.
Okay, so the idea is to set up the patient in front of Kinect and then record movements.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
The Kinect is just one single bit. Just one step is to modernize, get rid of this piece of paper, to put it on every single mobile device, put it on cloud, and start collecting the data, how it's affecting for people, how people are recovering.
David?
It's a wonderful area and a huge need in terms of different types of physical therapy. A key question for you would be, and you're really on the right track, obviously, using the Kinect interface, very low cost, easy to do fulfillment, and it's being pursued by a number of individuals. I'm curious as to what you're looking at in terms of how it would then be used both with the individual, or is it used in an asynchronous way or a synchronous way with a coach who's going to then monitor what you're doing and give you feedback using the Physiotools to help them maximize that outcome?
Excellent question. It's a part of our business model. That's one premium service that we sell for the pro users, the physiotherapists. They can actually do that. They can sit at their office and do a remote physiotherapy, and not just looking at the video image. They can see exactly within a centimeter tolerance that how you're actually doing it. And by referencing into the database of 20,000 movements. So we're digitalizing their videos. So we have the 100% perfect movement, and we're comparing what user is actually doing now into that. So we're preventing injuries that I don't have a good coordination. I do the movements wrong, and I honestly try to do them right, But if I have a system which will say, okay, Janne, the elbow needs to be 20 centimeters up, then I'm able to do it right.
Additional questions, Eddie?
It sounds like existing, exciting technology, and it's a huge industry that you can disrupt. In the current setting, when someone goes to a physiotherapist, I believe the physiotherapist can prescribe a set of exercise, and the physiotherapist also monitors how the exercises are done.
Yes.
In your system, does the patient get a chance to be consulted again if the set of exercise needs to be improved?
Exactly.
In order to maximize the recovery?
Good point. That's the biggest improvement on this paper. If I got this prescription like a week ago and I do the exercise, I can send it right away to the physiotherapist. He sees how I'm doing. At the same time, I'm sending complaining that it hurts my knees every time I do it. It's an alarm signal to that professional. Okay, I need to change something. He changes my program and sends it back to me without me seeing him. So we're not wasting time for other 2 weeks periods when you meet your physiotherapist. You get online feedback right away. And physiotherapists are really proud of what they do. They want to have the best possible tools to actually help the people.
Additional questions? No? Do you want to go to feedback? Michelle, do you have any feedback?
Excellent presentation, and actually from the little I understand of that whole business, it seems like a very, very useful solution to have. One of the things that you probably should bring up here a little bit more in these discussions is the actual business side of it, in terms of how you make money, what are the opportunities, what's the low-hanging fruit, and you know, how can you go from here forward in terms of the business aspect.
Bill?
Yeah, I love the idea, and I think you did a good job starting with the stick figures and saying, here's the state of the art. You know, we can improve on that, but then I didn't quite get over the hump in terms of exactly how the pieces were coming together. So I think just a little bit more clarity on how the pieces come together. I thought Physiotools was the technology, and you didn't mention Connect, as the measurement device. So it would have been easy for you to just bridge that gap for us and make it crystal clear exactly what you're doing.
I believe if given more time, you would probably be able to describe this. What is the usual patient onboarding process? Do they see a physiotherapist first, or do they interact with your app first and get connected to a physiotherapist? So if we can get more clarity on those areas, and if you have time to explain more on what's your go-to-market strategy, you really help understanding.
Yes, I have the time. Thank you.
Mike? David?
2 items. Number one, I think that it's would be very helpful to differentiate yourself from others that are working in this space if you could maximize your use of current research that's in this area. There are a number of folks who are working on the exact the research behind ideal maximal movements, etc. And if you could do that, it could separate you from the others who are moving into this space. And the other is, whether it's a U.S. market or international, I think you can again present a huge benefit to organizations that are looking at this from the cost-benefit side. It really sells itself when you can show that people do not have to travel to a therapist, that people do not have to have the additional services that go with this area. That you have a wonderful way of being able to present to, particularly around the Affordable Care Act here in the U.S., but wherever there's a full population health approach, this is the way to go.
Thank you.
So another application area, perhaps, instruction manuals, because that's what I started thinking about. Oh yeah, if you would, like all these instruction manuals, IKEA would be a great customer. You never know. You can always go into other things. All right.
I had a
Try to leverage that Swedish link, right?
You thought about that too.
Right, I thought about something else.
Yeah.
What about this? What about the idea of searching for like specialists in maybe that's a premium service of your model. So if you have a certain condition and your specialist is, now in Europe, then that's where you, somehow monetize that.
Exactly, yes.
Great, thank you.